how has that journey been? Because you guys have been married now 10 years.
Yeah.
So how has that journey been? And if you could share, if you don't want to, that's okay. But why did you guys make the choice to not have kids?
That was something that we discussed very early on in our dating, was the idea of children. Obviously wanted to be in a marriage with somebody. That's something you want to discuss. I think marriage, finances, faith, you need to be on the same page on a lot of things going into a marriage, because these are parts of your life. The faith part is fun with us because we have like a smorgasbord of religions, with Catholicism with me. Her father was a Buddhist, a Japanese Buddhist. He married a Japanese Buddhist. So we've got Buddhism in the family. We've got Judaism in the family. We're just missing like Islam, and we'll have like the whole trifecta of religions.
Right.
Yeah. So we decided at a really early on, it's hard to find, as a man, it's hard to find a woman that doesn't want to have kids, because I think a lot of women have that maternal instinct, and they want to have a baby, and they want to, raise a child, and they want to, women are awesome, dude. If you can grow a human being in your body, like if I could do that, like I would want to try that. I'd be like, whoa, I can grow a human in my body. That's cool. But my wife has never had that feeling. She's never had that maternal instinct where she just wants to have a baby, wants to have a family. And she's had the same issue as finding men that don't want to have kids. And when we both kind of talked about it, I was like, when I was much younger, I raised my 3 siblings. I helped raise my 3 siblings. I was there when they were growing up, from babies to probably 6 or 7 years old. I helped I was forced to babysitting them when I was younger. When I was a teenager, I helped change diapers. I've watched Disney films with them. I've stayed at home on Friday and Saturday nights as a teenager, watching my sisters. So, and I saw what a toll it took on my parents. And I've seen sometimes having children, we're going back to the sacrifice thing. You're making sacrifices in your marriage. Now you're making more sacrifices for your children because you want the best for your children. You want to raise good humans in the society. So, and I've seen some people that are the greatest parents raise some of the shittiest children. I mean, you could be a really good parent and still raise terrible children. I mean, it's happened before. So you could be a great parent and still raise horrible children. But I never had that in me as well, because I saw my parents growing up. I was with my siblings and I was like, I don't think this is for me. I never had that paternal instinct, the fatherly, like I want to have a son and, take him out and play baseball with him. I don't have that in me. And my wife doesn't have that either. So the pressure doesn't really come from society as much as it came from our family, because our families both are still from that mindset of you have to get married, you have to have kids, because any normal person will tell you, when you're single, why don't you have a boyfriend? When you have a boyfriend, when you get married? When you get married, when you're having kids? When you have a kid, when you're having another kid? It's like society never stops. They always want more. And the family was kind of like that too. They were like, well, now you're going to have kids, right? No. You're going to have grandkids, right? No, we don't want to have children. Like it's not our thing. And it was probably a couple of years of both of our families telling them that we honestly didn't want children. It's not for us, and it's not for everybody. And I don't hate children. I mean, I love, my co-host Allie has 2 kids that I buy like Bigfoot research kits, and I love hanging out with them. And once COVID is over, I'll take the kids out, and I like hanging out with kids, but I like renting them. It's like having a Lamborghini. Like, I don't think I want to buy a Lamborghini, but I'll rent one for a weekend. And I like hanging out with kids, and I have all the respect for people that want to have children. That might be for you. And if it is for you, that's great. More power to you. Just understand that you're also now dividing more attention from your marriage now to a child. And that's another thing that you need to decide on with your spouse is, now how are you going to parent? How are you going to raise this child? And that's where a lot of problems in marriage stem from. It's not the fact that you're having children, it's the fact that you now have disagreements on who has the child for this, how are you raising the child with this, are we getting them baptized, are we not getting them baptized, so many decisions that we don't even want to deal with. And that's just, I feel like not having children has given us the freedom to just focus on each other and still focus on ourselves as well, because my wife's an only child. She doesn't have any siblings, and I don't really talk with my siblings, so I'm kind of an only child as well, I feel like. So we still we still are able to work on ourselves. And like, my wife loves a Saturday just hanging out by herself and on her computer shopping online for things. And I like to go on a Saturday morning and I go to the airport and I jump out of perfectly good airplanes. That's what I do for fun.
You in the skydiving, I've seen your pictures all day. I'm like,
thing, yeah.
Like that was
I mean, we have respect for each other's personal and private time and our alone time, and we can be separate humans and we can be be our marriage as well. It's the same thing as being friends and being lovers as well. It's like the best of both worlds, and it truly is that. So we're able to travel as well, so we can drop everything and go to Antarctica, which we've done. So I don't think we can do that if you're kids. So
you guys definitely are the traveling. Well, at least before COVID, you were.
Yeah.
And having these conversations, for me, being a single woman with no kids, coming on 38 in 5 months, have been so refreshing, because everything that I thought before I started having these like conversations just keeps getting confirmed. And I feel like it's God's way of saying, I told you, if you do it my way, I got you, baby girl. Like I got you. And so, I definitely use my platform to confirm for single women, because that's who I coach. Sorry guys, but whoever is taking the message. But my message is, whatever, first you have to know who you are. You have to know what you want. You have to have the audacity to believe that you can get it, and then the patience to wait for it, instead of settling, because that's what people do. They get married and they have kids. And I just believe that there are a lot of miserable people, and the numbers do show that with how many divorces are going on. A lot of miserable people who get married and then divorce, and you don't know why.
Being in a marriage that's broken and having a kid to fix it is the same as being single and thinking that being in a relationship will fix you. It's not going to work.